Boys and girls, when the night falls, there is no better place to be other than your mansion. I mean, if you have one, right? I do. So welcome to this beautiful, beautiful place called Fernland. I want to start this episode by thanking this guy. Thank you very much for building this entire place for me. I would have never expected anything like this in my life. I never had such a big gift. But, well, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is why you have this special place in here. Okay guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a different start to this episode because instead of giving you the updates as I always do, I am going to do the planning for the episode. And of course we're going to comment about other little things that I have been doing around. So, yeah, we're not going to do any chicken business today. Gold farms also not for today, although there is something related to that. Maybe rail system is going to be a big project, and before I'm able to lay out the system, I still need to know where is the closest spiked frost spikes, I don't know, biome, the closest mesa biome, as well as the closest swamp biome where we can find a witch hut. Okay, so, and you can also read the Love Judy in here, which is a reminder to love Judy. Not that I need one, but the news is I finally opened this map for another person. So Judy joined recently, and we had a little bit of fun in here. This is not multiplayer, this is still single player, but as I told you guys, I was going to invite some people, and we did some work together that I will show you guys later. Alright, so find the end dimension. Guys, this is done. This is done. We don't need this anymore. We found it. We have it. So now what we actually need to do is to get elytra as well as get shulker shells. Okay, there are 5 main things that I'm thinking people want to do with the end dimension, which is get endstone for whatever purpose. Get the chorus fruit, which can only be found there, and it allows us to craft the end rods. We also want the enderpearls, of course, for moving around. We want the shulker shells, and we want the elytra. So I'm thinking, when I get my elytra, I want to come back home flying, and I don't have rockets. I don't have fireworks. I already have the paper, but I'm thinking that this need for the elytra and this need for rockets gives us the excellent excuse that we need in order to build our first hostile mob farm, guys. Okay, this is going to be a really small farm because I don't have the resources to build the big farm yet, but this is going to give us the gunpowder that we need as well as other stuff. And I will show you the design that I have been working during the past few weeks. Not continuously, but when I have time, I have been working on this mob farm amongst other episodes. And this is basically what we're going to do today. Also, we are finished with the villager trading system, so I updated this to show villager sorting system instead, which is our next step. I already have a good idea of how I'm going to do this. And we also need to feed the villagers automatically. If you guys have watched the last episode, I showed you guys that we already have a way of feeding the villagers automatically, and the system is pretty cool. It feeds them on demand. And all we need to do now is to connect the feeder to the farm. So when the villagers want the food, we steal a little bit of it and place it inside the system. And maybe we're going to find a way of using actual shulker boxes to transport the food to the villagers. As you guys can see, we also need to do something with those guys in here. We need to do some cleanup on the mansion, to be honest. I don't want to have those guys in glass boxes around the place. I don't want to eventually log on in here and find out that they are not in place. Because, you know, every time you close the game, every time you unload something in Minecraft, something bad can happen. Take this horse, for example. I have this horse in here. He's tied to this little pole in here. And back here, down here, you can see at the back, really, if you look at the cross, you can see there's a nether portal back there. So let me cross the nether portal and show you guys what happens to the horse. Okay, so I'm making my way back to the mansion now, and ta-da! So the lead is invisible now. I'm not even sure it is in here now. It probably is because of the way the horse is moving. If I click here, it disappears and then appears here. But I know for a fact that sometimes you will just find the lead like this, lying on the floor, where if you're not paying attention, it will eventually despawn and your horse is going to to walk somewhere else. And thank you, horse, for doing this little shouting thing. I don't know what you're doing there. Okay, and you're going to lose your horse basically. So I want to have a little design to I don't even know how to say this, to park my horse, to have my horse on a place, and when I come back I want my horse to be there. That's my goal. So I have seen a few designs in the past, some stable, like the person trying to do something similar to a stable, but I don't want to do that. Well, I actually want to have a stable eventually, but for instance, in the mansion, I don't know that I want to have a stable in the mansion. When I get there, I want some really cool, simple design. If it involves redstone or not, it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that when I come back to whatever place I went from, another place I went from previously, the horse is going to still be there. By the way, this is the horse Judy used when she logged on. There, wow, there's another horse in here. So I saw this design by Impulse SV, and yeah, this is based on the fact that mobs avoid going through tracks. But I've tested it around here. It's a very simple design, and I actually like how it looks, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I believe that maybe if I make this really big, the horse wouldn't be able to escape from here. But I don't know. If you guys have a good design for this, please tell me how to find it in the comments section. Or you can also reach me out on Twitter, which I check every day. So those are the sugarcane farms. So I do have the paper. We only need to work on the gunpowder aspect of this project. And I think the ideal place to build, well, it's not really the ideal place to build the mob farm, but the place that I have is the villager trading area. And that's because I worked on a perimeter for this place. And I'm actually going to show you the stuff that I built with Judy. In the past, I told you guys that I was going to place a few blocks in here. You can see the decoration here. For the wheat farm, we have hay bale blocks. And here I started placing some orange blocks and yellow blocks for the carrots and potatoes. So yeah, I don't have all the blocks yet, but this is what I have for now. And I'm thinking, maybe we're going to build the mob farm here on top of the spider farm. And this actually gets two goals done at once, because I want to get rid of the spider farm. Yeah. And yeah, I also built this duplicating machine. I will show you guys how this works later. And here is our first enchanting setup. Yay! I think Judy built this. I don't recall building this thing. Okay, so let's tie the horse to this thing. If I'm able to. Wow, leads breaking. Okay, so our first enchanting setup. And here, for now, this is where I have my tools and armor and stuff. And here's where I have my books half organized. For now, I combined some of the unbreaking and mending because this is what I do most of the time. Where I have unbreaking, I also want to have mending. And I needed some carpets, and I tried coloring my sheep, but I just don't have enough sheep and enough resources, so I just built the duplicator. It's a mess, but this is how it works. So if you need a carpet duplicator that works in 1.12, this is a very simple way of doing one. This is kind of efficient. Let's see how much I have from this 10 seconds run. Yeah, so this is pretty cool because you can use the carpets for fuel as well. So yeah, I already have more than one stack just for just from this run. Okay, and the new stuff is the decoration for the trading hall. Aha! So now this place has a ceiling, well, an incomplete ceiling for now, because I want to mix in some spruce wood, and I couldn't find any biomes where you can actually chop down spruce trees, but this is going to be stairs and slabs from spruce, and these sections in here, as soon as I'm able to find it. I hope it's not looking too much like a train station because that's definitely not my goal. And yeah, we have the anvils in here, and maybe the control buttons will be somewhere around there too. The floor pattern is pretty cool. Not the carpet, but the floor pattern. Unfortunately, your guys are not going to be able to see everything. Let me just uh, hop on top of the bed so I can have my commands. And if I switch to game mode 3, you guys are going to be able to see the carpet in there, and the floor pattern with the bone blocks is pretty cool. It looks like a seam. I can maybe clean it. Whoops. Can maybe break a few blocks in here because I needed to have glowstone in here for the light. I can break the pattern so you guys can see. So I think it's a cool pattern for the floor. It's not so predictable, and still the carpet. I still don't know if this was my best idea with the the carpet pattern, but this is what I have for now. I wanted to take the challenge of designing a a a carpet pattern that's with holes in the middle, just for fun. Okay, we have a bunch of new really good trades in here, but I'm not going to show this to you guys because we don't have enough time. And this is the storage system, guys. This is looking pretty cool. I still need to place the what are those called? The item frames on each column in here. And of course, this is not going to be all iron blocks in here. And this elevator, I might change the place where it is. So maybe the item elevator will be here on this side somewhere, or maybe I'll get rid of the item elevator visuals as a whole. This used to be a pretty cool thing to watch, but now it's probably getting old. And here maybe an entrance to the enchanting room. And I also have a pretty cool design for the anvil replacement system. So yeah, guys, I hope you like the decoration here. I'm pretty happy with how this is. What are you doing here? We don't need you. We don't need no users nitwit in here. So guys, we have to build the mob farm. Alright guys, and this is the farm I came up with. This is that thing expanded a bunch of times. Yeah, it's a pretty cool farm. Very simple to build. It works on itself, but it has this extra redstone on the sides just to be able, so I'm going to be able to turn it on and off. There are a few problems with that I will try to discuss quickly on this video. So it's currently turned off. There's no floor for the mobs to spawn on, which is pretty cool, since it doesn't cause any light updates to turn off the farm. Usually people turn on lamps so that mobs won't spawn anymore, but it causes a huge lag spike, which I'm trying to avoid in here. So this is the last setup that I have, but you can see at the back there's another one here, another one there. There's a bunch of those farms in here. Each of them they're all different, all trying to accomplish something different. And on this spot right here, I tried actually 6 different setups. There's a nice collection system as well. So it's all minecart tracks in here. For every 2 tracks, I'm using only 1 minecart, and because once they get to the end of the collection system, they just turn around and unload on the other track. So this is to reduce the number of entities that we have to load in here. And the detection is pretty simple. When they have something to unload, then this thing turns off, and then the minecart stays and unloads up to the end. This is how I turn off the collection system as well as the farm. And I have this set up here, which is pretty cool. Maybe this is better to see from the other side. Yes, the way I extend the signal strength here is also cool. I'm using a hopper dropper setup, so it's all in one line. Looks really nice. And this is the unloading setup. So I did this because I wanted to do an anti-clogging system. So I added this what is this called? The dropper box in here because we get a great variety of items in here. We get witches, so it's redstone, dust, sugar. Well, I think 7 different kinds of drops, plus all the traditional mobs, plus the Enderman. So yeah, we have uh, many different kinds of mobs in here, dropping all sorts of stuff. So we needed more slots, and in order for this thing not to clog. So I came up with a system where we have basically two hopper lines transmitting all the items. And to my surprise, because I never published this, the SciCraft guys published a video. I think it was in Mango, saying that this setup is also double speed. So the hoppers will unload at double speed because of this hopper here being connected to 2 containers at the same time. And I did this, when I did this, I didn't know that. I only did this because I needed more slots for the different variety of items, to be clear. So you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk in here, so let's turn on the farm and see how this works. Okay. So yeah, this is the farm turning on. You can see we don't have really a huge lag spike. Let's center the player around here. So we're going to be able to load all the pieces of the farm correctly. And yeah, this is how fast it goes. As soon as a mob spawns, 1 tick later, the floor will open below their feet and they fall. They fall to their death, guys. So this is going to be efficient enough for my needs, I think. And while this runs, I can maybe show you guys a little setup on how this is working mostly. So we have a bunch of pistons like this, and then we have these guys in there. Maybe we can even place those in there. And then we have this. Do I have any string in here? Yes, I do. All right. And then we have the walls here. So, well, not exactly what I wanted. So, okay, so this is the setup I just showed you guys in survival. Mob falls in here, and then when the mob is done falling, whatever height it has, then this thing will recover or restore its original state. And you can build another unit exactly here. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, this was not a good idea. I still need to find a good way of building this in survival. And basically here you would need to have a wall. So yeah, the only problem with this is mobs can start spawning like crazy and invert this thing. Basically, they would stay like this if this happens. So I needed a way of resetting the farm. So I'm using this way. This was my first attempt to reset this farm, which is a incredibly interesting way of doing this because it shows how important quasi-connectivity is. We're able to have this redstone line here that we can power to retract the pistons, like this. If I need to turn off the farm, I power those pistons for more than 1 tick, and I retract, the farm's turned off, and then I can just give it a quick pulse and then it restores the farm. And at the same time, each individual observer is using quasi-connectivity to power each piston individually. So I'm basically mixing up two redstone lines in here, 2 signal lines in there, which is pretty cool. The problem is now I have to cover these, and when we have a baby zombie, which is exactly why the detection with the string and observer setup is at the bottom of the farm and not at this height. So when we have a baby zombie, maybe in 1 tick he's going to be able to jump and on top of this and walk around here, which well, it's not a big deal, but we don't really want that. So quasi-connectivity will save us once again because we can then place a bunch of blocks in here to bud power the pistons, and then we can cover the entire area. So in this case, I would probably use glass, which I am actually using there. So I'm using glass like this, so we don't have any solid blocks at foot level to increase the spawning rates. But then we need something to update the pistons. If I power this, the pistons are not going to be powered. And my solution to that was to have just one slab in here. So the first one is a slab which will power the pistons directly, and this piston is going to update all the other pistons. So if I power it now, all the pistons are going to be powered, and I can retract it like so, and then restore it back. And then I just need to place another slab in here because it won't break the path to the redstone dust. And then I can place a ceiling in here, and it's 3 high, so Enderman can spawn, which is a great source of ender pearls in the overworld if you're trying to, you know, have ender pearls without going to the end dimension. And it keeps all the other properties, so it's a really nice farm. And even if it breaks with this floor in here, I can restore it by just turning the farm off. But there's a problem. It's not always easy to turn the farm off. Let's check the chests and see if we have a good amount of items in here. So yeah, the chest is almost full. At this point we should be able to see some ender pearls as well as some redstone and glowstone and drops from witches in general, but yeah, it didn't happen this time. But this video is not about the Zaki. Yeah, we already have the ender pearls in here, you can see. So sometimes it's not so easy to turn off the farm. So if I try to turn off the farm now, all the mine carts will of course stop. This is the easy part. So yeah, still lots of entities in there. But the top, if we check it, sometimes some of the floors will break. Let's see if this is happening now. So this happens on rare occasions, right? Really rare occasions. But sometimes when you try to turn off the farm, a mob spawns immediately at that time. So we have a farm like this, which we don't want. So I wasn't able to fix this yet, but I couldn't stall anymore. I needed to record this episode, so I'm going to stick with that. And if needed, I can press this button, and this should be able to fix the farm. It's like a quick fix for the farm. And if we look now, that thing is fixed now, and we don't have any broken floors. Okay, people, I'm finally done building this thing. So let me show you how it ended up. I believe the only part I didn't show in the time lapse was me building this railing here with the glass, as well as the system to turn on and off the farm. So you can see the minecart in here. The farm's turned off currently. You see this line is powered. I don't think I need this block here anymore. This chest is empty. I had a few items in here because some mobs dropped while I was building this thing, but it doesn't count for now. And if you look in here, I think it's better for me to go in spectator mode to show you guys the farm. So if I go in spectator mode, you can see that I have way more minecarts that I shoot down here. But that's because this thing is the way I made it. It's kind of fixed in this axis or in this direction. So it's really meant to be expanded in this direction right here. So basically I can continue this floor towards the little river up there, and then I can keep expanding this to as far as I want. The floors up here. I did a miscalculation, so I was supposed to have only 4 of those lines in here, but I actually have 5 of them. So each of them are 30 blocks long, which means I have 150 spawning places in here. So this is how I manage the farm. When this piston goes up, I send a one-tick pulse, and all the floor blocks get in place. And when I want to turn it off, the farm gets a 3-tick pulse, retracting all the pistons. Well, mostly. Okay, on top here, we just have slabs and solid blocks. And I must be honest, this was the worst part of all. Building this farm was actually fun and quicker than I expected. Especially this part. I'm really proud that I didn't fall a single time, guys. I wasn't able to finish building this farm real quick. At least this part up here. And the bottom is really boring because of the rail placement, but other than that, the top is really easy to build. But for some reason, the repetitive and supposed to be easy roof that we have here is very, I don't know, it was the worst part of the entire build. Building this is really big, doesn't seem like it, but placing all those blocks while holding shift is really, really annoying. Oh yeah. So enough talk now. I think it's time to see this thing working. So let's flip the lever. Let's zoom out and see some mobs drop. Whoa, we get a witch right away. Let's see. Some glowstone apparently. So yeah, we got some glowstone. And then skeletons. I think I wanna see at least one enderman. Wow. It just happened. So did we get a ender pearl? I hope so. Yes, ender pearls, guys. So yeah, I'm really happy that we're going to be able to get ender pearls from this thing. So ender pearls in the overworld, guys, without me having to go all the way to the end dimension. So I placed a staircase in here, and this should get us to the roof of this thing, and then I should be able to get a good observation point from this platform up here. So, to be honest, the rates are not what I expected. I expected to see a lot more mobs dropping, like crazy drops, but maybe the farm's too small. I don't know, maybe it's because it's way too high and they should build it really down, like really big. The perimeter is, I think I did a really good job with the perimeter. But I don't know. So maybe I really should dig this thing like around here and build it on top of this slime farm, which is one of my ideas. Of course, I would have to get rid of the slime blocks that I have down there and cover the entire floor with magma blocks instead. I already have a collection system there, so that would make things slightly easier. I still would have to work on the distribution system because I don't want items to clog up if the rates are too crazy. And also, I haven't turned off the slime farm down there, so that might be interfering with the rates up there. I don't know. Way too many theories. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stay a total of 10, maybe 15 minutes AFK in here, and then I will come back and check with you guys, and we'll see the contents of the chests. Yeah, those were the results after 15 minutes. Nothing really too awesome, but I'm really happy that we can get the ender pearls in the overworld. And actually, the extra items are going to be good as well, including the glass bottles. I can use that, and of course the gunpowder. This could be used on those farms. Although my plans for building the turbo mode, I don't think I will ever do that because this farm is already too fast for me. As you can see, we have 2 villagers in each of the cells in here. But it might be a good idea to get rid of at least one of them. Like for the wheat farms, it's a good idea to have 2 of them because, as you can see, a lot of the times they just stand there and do nothing. And yeah, just like here. And sometimes one of them at least is active and the other one is not. So this is the reason why I have 2 inside each cell. But for the carrots and potatoes, I definitely don't need to. This would be a good way of slowing down this thing and making sure that I don't have to get rid of so many items all the time. But this video is not about carrots and potatoes. This video is about this little farm here that obviously needs to be expanded, and I need to find a way to stop the slime farm so that it won't block the spawns from this thing up here. And obviously I need to do a better job with the torches and the caves and everything. But for now, guys, this is going to be enough for us. If you have any ideas, by the way, if you're wondering if why I have the glowstone lamps there, it's for spiders not to spawn. They can spawn on top of the redstone blocks in there and there. So the glowstone blocks are a way that I found to prevent that for now. Um, yeah, guys, that should be it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment and ideas and feedback, and see you on the next episode. Bye.